other people may fall along in the same bad behaviors if
Yeah.
you gave the wrong people money. Would it be the case that you feel that it would be disastrous to give the wrong people money?
Yes, I think it is disastrous to give the wrong people money. And I feel that as a society, when we're helping the poor, we have to be sure that they really are the poor and that they're people that really need the help, and that we're not actually enabling them to not stand on their own 2 feet and to be independent.
Now, do you believe that there's any problems with a class division between the rich and the poor in this country?
Yes, I believe there is a big class division between the rich and the poor. I believe that a lot of rich people don't see the problems of the poor, and the poor people don't actually associate with the rich, so they don't know anything about that except that they know that they can go to them for money. And a lot of times it's not really the case, because sometimes the rich people are targets for money hungry people, and they will just shut down emotionally and not give money to people that actually need it.
Now, do you think it's possible that the rich could actually see in the poor a problem of all these poor people, money hungry, grubbing people trying to get at them, and thus the rich may reject all poor people with the same condemnation? Do you see that kind of a problem?
Yes, I actually do, but I have there have been people in my family that have had wealth, and
Would you say multimillionaires?
I wouldn't say, I don't know actually what their wealth was, but they were pretty wealthy, and the money that they made, they would not give it out sparingly. And I remember one time uh, there was a relative that went to another relative that had money and asked them for money, and they made them sign an IOU with interest. And they had the money to pay the relative with the money, but they made them sign an IOU with interest, and they said, and they had to have it paid by a certain date. So they said, we aren't a bank. And yet, in the same family, there was one person willing to give without asking questions, and the other one actually wanted interest on their money.
Wow. So, would you say, all in all, that having wealth is a good thing? I mean, what advice would you give to wealthy people out there today? Would you say that they should be encouraged by having wealth? Or would you say that wealth is not a good thing and that they should just try to get rid of it? Or that maybe that they should just live as modestly as they possibly can so that people don't know that they have wealth?
Well, I think being poor, a person struggles, and when they struggle being poor, they realize that there's something to work towards. But when a person's rich, they don't have anything to work toward because they've already got everything they want. So it's like they're living a life in luxury, but they're missing something in their life. And I believe that the poor people, if they weren't poor and they weren't struggling, they would not have anything to look forward to every day. So in a way, being poor or being modest in your income actually is a good thing, because without the day-to-day struggle for finances and trying to improve yourself, you would have nothing to work toward. And if you had money, then you'd have everything you needed and you wouldn't have to work towards anything.
But what about education? What if somebody was really rich and they just continued to go to school and become more and more educated so that other people could benefit from that?
Well, I think that would be a good thing.
So you would think that a person that worked at a brokerage firm, for example, that was very wealthy, possibly even a church leader, that became more and more educated and was willing to use that education to benefit others so that they could become wealthy as well, and so that they could become educated as well, you think that would be a good thing?
Yes, I think it would be a good thing, but I still feel that they shouldn't become wealthy themselves. I feel that wealth can be directed in other ways. I mean, I think people should live modestly. I don't think they should live above what their means, by any means.
You don't think that people should have really, really awesome things like giant houses that are multi-million-dollar homes?
No, I think that's a waste of money. Unless they're going to take in a whole family of immigrants or something like that, there's no sense in having a big house. Or if they're going to have parties and invite their friends and they need more room, then of course they might need a bigger house. But as far as I'm concerned, if a person wastes their money on luxury items because they don't know what else to do with their money, there's always some need that can be fulfilled by donating money and helping other people. But at the same time, you have to be careful who you donate to.
So basically, what if the case were that everybody that needed help was just like those people that borrowed the $75,000 and never paid it back?
Then we would have a problem, and I think that's a problem we live with every day in the society, is that there are people out there, the opportunists, that are always looking for a way to make money without paying their bills, and for things that they shouldn't be using their money for.
Well, thank you very much, Cynthia. Was there anything else that you had to say that you thought was important to this video?
Well, I just feel that being a good Christian, in my opinion, involves doing good things and being baptized. And I think doing good things and baptism go hand in hand. But at the same time, I don't think that people should make themselves codependent on somebody else in order to maintain their lifestyle. And I think that there has to be some kind of point at which somebody will assess how much they've lost and how much they've gained and how much they can contribute further to causes.